doing in this generation. And I am honored to know him. I thank the Lord that he's doing something in Austin, and it's very evident when you see joy bubbling up when this block was known for something else, because I'm from Austin. Sir.
I'm so honored to be a part of this great movement that God is doing here. I consider what God has given me power of hope. Everybody know me as Runberg Running Man. My real name is Broderick James. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. It's amazing how he actually went to Morehouse. Actually, I was born about 15 miles away from the Dreamer. So all my life, you always compared to greatness. And I felt like I could compare to Martin. But if God put me in a place where all this man's spirit was, I felt like I needed to at least try to live up to some of the expectations. So God sent me to this community 4 years ago to start ministry. Actually, he told me 7 years ago to do it, but I was disobedient to those people who walk in disobedience. So he sent me to jail twice. So for 3 years, I didn't want to do what God told me. I went to jail twice, got on probation for 5 years. Actually just got off probation 2 years ago. When I made up my mind that God, I wasn't gonna run anymore. And I was gonna do what you called me to do. I was doing this when I was 18. I actually was a youth pastor at 16. So all this that God gave me, I did this in Atlanta when I was 18 years old. I would go on the corner and I would dance and I would run. I'd do it for my hood. Everybody in Lithonia out there, they knew Running Man for me, Broderick at the time, BJ, for just dancing on the corner, having a good time. So I said, you know, after going through a disastrous marriage, losing my children, things of that sort, and being in a psych ward for over 6 months, it is in the psych ward where I rediscovered Christ in my life. And it was in the actual psych ward that I heard God say, I'm recommissioning you to go back to Austin. So I didn't want to come back. God said, I'm recommissioning you to do what I told you to do, and it won't take no intelligence. And when I came back, my ex-wife put me on this corner right there on Sunday. And when I got out of the car, heaven opened up. And I saw God say, now do what I told you to do. And from the day one I started until to this day, every time I come on this corner, I feel the same power of God. He hits me every day. When I come to this corner, he told me, this is your sanctuary. This is the place. I said, God, my daddy was a pastor. My daddy died in '06. He said, I need a pastor church. God said, look around you. You see all of these cars? 2,000 people pass here every single day around my time when I'm out here. He said, this is your membership. For the harvest is great, but the laborers are few. He said, pray to the God of the harvest. The God to send more laborers in the harvest. And I thank God that after walking in disobedience, God have a way of whooping you into obedience. And now that I'm obedient, he took me off probation. Now that I'm obedient, a man I don't wear stuff like this. A young man on this corner gave me a $1,500 watch. God told me, I give you stuff that you can't even afford when you start walking in obedience. I see people come out all the time, they driving in Porsches and Lamborghinis and Bentleys. I say, God, they coming to Runberg the road all they wanted to see me. God, I say, I'll take a foolish thing that nobody will understand, but I'll be in it. My presence will be in it. I never thought about saying the evangelist of joy, but you gave it to me so that I'm going to use it. Amen. I never thought of it that way. But I'm glad to walk in obedience, because when I started doing it, I knew that it was going to bring a uniqueness. But God say, look what city you in. Keep Austin weird. Exactly. Why you got me? I'm from Atlanta. I'm in a weird city. He said, because I don't need to that. I need to where the people are unique. Amen. They'll accept your uniqueness. Amen. And they'll accept it. Therefore, when you're unique and peculiar, I can speak to you, and to you, through them, they'll receive What you say? Now, when I went back home 3 years ago, I was doing this. The folks in Atlanta social did it. They looked at me like, what are you doing? They looked at me crazy.
That's why I did the poem, bro.
Huh?
That's why I did the poem, bro.
I'm saying, prophet ain't always welcome in his own land. But I come out here and people screaming, waving, because God said, I'm using you and I'll set you on fire to the point like you're Jeremiah. Ezekiel. Say, breathe. I'm gonna let this go right here because I'm gonna go.